Have you been wanting to get back into archery, but you got injuries that prevent it? Well, this video is for you. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Homestead Tech Talk. I'm Chris, and this is Steve. His YouTube channel is American Dad. He does a lot of stuff with shotguns. It's really good information. Today we're going to be talking about crossbows, specifically the Wicked Ridge Rampage XS by Tenpoint. Tenpoint, I guess, owns Wicked Ridge. They made this crossbow. It's rated for 390 feet per second. We're going to take some initial tests on this, initial shots. I've put about 12 bolts through mine. Steve's put one through his. We're going to give our final thoughts. We're going to give some accuracy tests. We're going to sight these in. They come sighted in from the factory at 20 yards. I found that mine shot a little bit low. His might have shot a little bit to the right. We're at 30 yards now testing. We got a camera down range where you'll be able to see the target as we shoot, and we're going to see what these things do. First off, when you get this crossbow, you need to lube it. You have to put rail lube. You need to lube the cams. You need to put string wax on the strings and lube underneath here where this carrier is. We've done this to these crossbows. They work great. Next thing you need to do is start sighting it in at about probably 10 yards. Make sure it's on from the factory, which both of ours were. And then make your adjustments at 20. Go back to 30, make your adjustments. We are going to shoot these all the way to 50 yards and see if we can't stay on target. Okay? So without further ado, Steve, you want to go ahead and put a 3-shot group out there?
Yep, let's see what it does at 30.
At 30 yards, and we're going to see what Steve groups at 3-shot group at.
I'm using it is low light out here right now, so I'm going to go on and use my green dots because it's helping me see target. And I'm aiming right at the center.
Damn, that's quiet.
I know it, right? And it is shooting to the right.
It is shooting. We have verified to the right and up a little bit. Go ahead and put another bolt through it to verify that it's off.
Okay.
And I think with a 2-shot group, we could probably make this happen. We're also going to demonstrate how to load and cock this thing.
The part that this is extremely...
Yeah, you got to leave that disengaged.
It's an extremely slow process.
But we both got shoulder issues, so we've opted for the AccuDraw. They do make this crossbow without the AccuDraw where you would put it on the ground and just pull up with it. That's not for us, man. We just drug a freaking big-ass doe out of the woods yesterday, and it took about all we got out of us. We're lucky to be here shooting crossbow right now. So first thing you got to do is you got to pull your draw arm over top of everything, and it hooks onto there, onto the string, and then you need to engage the clicker.
You leave it on fire.
Yep, you leave it on fire, and then you engage the clicker. You should hear it click. Click, 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 click. It only takes about 5 pounds of force to do this.
Now, will this do it without the clicker? What's the purpose of the clicker?
The clicker is so if you let go of it, it doesn't snap the string back forward.
Oh.
And then you disengage that so you can pull it out and then put it back in place.
Gotcha. Okay, so I did read that when it gets to fully cocked, it puts itself into safe.
Correct.
And you should be able to see it move.
No.
There it goes. There
Okay.
we go.
Now what you do is, before you disengage it, I put pressure on the handle.
Right.
And then disengage it.
Then disengage it.
And then let the handle
and then
kind
let
of
off.
creep back.
And she'll come off on her own.
And then I pull the hand. Now you don't even need to uncrank it. Now you can just I take the handle
out. I take the handle off. Yeah, it's a process.
It's a process.
It's much slower than loading a bow and arrow.
It's insanely slower, but you know.
But this is the trade-off.
This is the trade-off.
We're gonna.
You know, from where you lack in speed, you gain in accuracy and not messing your shoulder up as bad. Now you got to put a bolt in. This does have.
Will you grab my too?
Absolutely.
Those are yours.
Yep. And I think it's fair to note that we went ahead and these come with 3 bolts with field points. We went ahead and bought an extra pack of 6, split them. We've weighed all the bolts out to where they're plus or minus a grain. We've weighed all the field points out to where they're plus or minus a grain. And then we weighed our broadheads and all that too. So we're hoping to get better accuracy that way. And then we kind of divvied him up to where he's got a group that weighs a certain amount. I've got a group that weighs a certain amount. I do apologize for the plane. You're going to hear several planes fly over us. We are next to an airport. So when you cock it, it does go to safe. You should have about a 1/16 of an inch of play on your safety lever. When you try to pull it back, you're going to move it to fire. It's got a 3.5 pound trigger. We're going to let another one loose. Where'd that hit?
I heard it. Oh, it's right next to the other one.
Oh, I can't even see it from here.
It's like this far from the other one. Okay, so
y'all got to see that on camera. We can't really see it this far back. I'm going to grab my thermal optic and record this with my thermal optic too, just to add an extra layer of this. So I think it's safe to say that we can adjust now, and then you can fire your final bolt to see if we get to center.
What's the adjustment for these? Is it 1/2 inch or is it
It's 1/2 inch at 100 yards. So for 30 yards, it's going to take you 3 clicks to get a 1/2 inch.
All right. So how far off is that circle, the middle circle from the?
I'd say you need to move. I would start with 4 inches. So 12 clicks over is what I would do.
So I need to go to the left, 12 clicks.
Well, yeah, I would start with 12 clicks, and we'll see where that gets you. Maybe even 16. Go ahead and go 16.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And I did use the laser rangefinder to verify that these are.
And it's shooting about 3 inches high or 4 inches high, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it. I can't even see the bolts with thermal.
Let's see, we're going down.
That's pretty wild.
All right.
I might need to put some infrared tape or something on those so I can identify them with this.
Here's buddy. All right, Chris.
I do believe what we'll do is I'm going to watch you. I'm recording through the thermal right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to watch you fire another bolt through there,
mm-hmm.
and we'll see what it looks like on this thermal. And I'll put that up there too just to verify. And, you know, then we'll probably ditch this thermal. And I will go ahead and range this real quick. Right now we're at 31 yards.
So you've ranged us at 31.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. And now that we've shown you how to cock it, we're going to edit out the rest of these cocking because it takes forever to cock.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I could go faster, but...
We don't need to go faster, Steve. We need to take our time and be safe with these things.
And the point is
we're new to crossbows.
We're new, and our shoulders are jacked up anyway, so going faster would completely eliminate the whole purpose of us doing this.
Exactly.
So we're just going to...
And one of the big reasons I wanted to do this YouTube video... I'll wait till you're actually cocked, and then I'm going to edit this out, and then once you get a bolt in, I'll explain that.
Okay, I see. That's pretty cool, Chris. All right, I'm getting better at it.
It takes practice.
3 bolts in, I'm already better.
Yep.
Now, I did read on the thing you can actually take the tension off of this if there's any, so it doesn't make any noise while you're shooting.
Yeah.
On safe. And I did read that when you load these, you should have your fingers towards the top.
Yep.
And keep your hands away from the So if it did fire.
Yep, you're being safe. And then this white knock always goes down into the rail. Your off-colored knock always goes down into the rail when you load.
All right, Chris. So let's see if I went the right way.
See if you went the right way. I actually saw that one hit. I saw the thermal on it. You were just off to the right, a touch of the bullseye. But you were perfectly level and just off to the right.
That could have been me pulling it just a hair. And it is perfect up and down.
Perfect up and down.
That is on the money up and down, Chris.
If you see that thermal, that little white spot right there is that arrow. And the reason it looks a little bit hotter is just because he touched it, and
probably
there's friction
going through the air.
The friction from it going through the air and the friction from it exiting the crossbow.
Wow.
And the friction of it entering the target. Creates enough heat where we can see it on thermal. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
We're going to go ahead and get rid of this thermal optic, except for when we
all right.
Except for when we need it to range find.
Now, do you want to me to shoot another group to see if I need to move it to the left a little bit more?
I think we do need to shoot another group.
Okay,
we'll be right back. We're going to go get our bolts.
So up and down is perfect, but when you get closer, it's roughly 2 inches off center. So we're going to make an adjustment for that. I want to make sure I'm going the correct direction.
And 30 yards is pretty well where you want to do all your fine tuning at. And then you want to verify that your stadia lines are on at 40, 50, and 20 as well.
Okay.
So that's where we're at. So we're just fine tuning at 30.
These are their arrows at their weight. So I would hope that this scope is stadied for these arrows.
So we're going to put one through this chronograph. We're going to see if it reads. And we're going to see if he's on target yet at 30 yards like we talked about. All right. Fire when ready.
It looks like it's going to go right between those.
That'll be perfect. I see the lights on. I see the IR lights are on, so we're good. Good Lord. 344 feet per second. So it's rated for 390. It's not quite going 390. That's interesting. And now...
Did it hit the red?
I think it's pretty close. You're just off to the right and maybe just a cunt hair up. Now, I do got to say, when you chronograph stuff, there's several factors that are involved. One, temperature, atmospherics. It's been raining all day. It's high humidity. The air density is a little bit higher. These are all things that are going to affect your velocity as it's coming out of the bow or rifle or really anything.
I'm curious
crossbow
as to what arrows. See, I wonder what arrow they chronoed them at. You know, what was it? This arrow?
I don't know.
That's
the thing. It just says they're rated for 390 feet per second. Now, that could be with an ultralight bolt. Me personally, I've killed deer with a High Country Skyforce, my dad's old bow from the 90s, and it was shooting at 309 feet per second with an arrow that probably weighs about half of these. And I killed a deer. I killed 2 deer back to back just fine with it. Now that being said, I think these are going to have a little bit more kinetic energy anyways, but they're not running the 390 feet per second that it was advertised. And we're going to chrono both these crossbows to double check.
But they don't need to. I mean, it's...
But with this, we should be able to get a velocity average with these bolts and be able to calculate, the margin of error of what we should be able to achieve ballistically, I guess. Not necessarily ballistically. How do you call arrow ballistics?
I don't know what aeroballistics are called. I think it's
Aeroballistically.
still called aeroballistics, but I just...
Arrow and bolt ballistically. There we go.
I'm sure there's a name.
Double kill.
In the American language, we have to have a special name for everything. Everything.
Well, I'm calling it aeroballistics.
Okay, aeroballistics.
I don't know.
All right, Chris, you ready?
No, you're not ready. You gotta put a bolt
I gotta
in.
put a freaking arrow in it. That would help, wouldn't it?
These also have anti-dry fire technology, so you can't dry fire. Well, it has a little catch where it catches it before it lets the string go all the way forward, in case something like that were to happen.
Okay, and then the arrow disengages that.
The arrow disengages
gotcha.
that. The bolt disengages that. Yep.
All right.
Bolt, arrow, I don't know. I think they're called bolts.
They're called bolts and crossbows.
Is that it?
Yeah.
We're so used to archery, we just call everything a damn arrow.
I don't know why they're called I don't know why, but they are.
Let's see what this one runs. You're on safe, aren't you? There we go.
It's gonna take some practice getting used to this.
Takes a little practice. That's why we're here.
But there is no such thing as a releasing your safety when you're shooting a compound bow.
Mm-hmm. That was center mass.
I love
dead nuts. 334 feet per second.
So 10 feet per second slower than that. Should I shoot one more?
I would shoot one more just to be safe. We got extra bolts if we split a bolt.
I was gonna say my biggest concern is we're gonna bust an arrow, which would suck. That was a little low.
Let me
All
look
right.
through my scope to see where we're at.
All right, Chris. I think I rushed shot a little bit, and I think I'm just a little bit worried that I was going to bust that arrow, so
I need to move my safety lever over to the left-handed position.
How do you do that?
There's this little, it's a little Allen key. All right. Unrested. I'm going to shoot the top left target. That was me. I pulled it, but still 30 yards accurate enough to kill a deer.
You just free-handed that?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. So now we're going to go back to 40?
Yep.
Is that what we're doing?
We're going back to 40. I want to test mine at 40 for sure. Let's go get our bolts. Me too. Oh, Jesus Christ. Mistakes. All right, we moved back to the 40-yard line here. I just ranged it with the thermal optic. Still chronographing, making sure we're getting as much data off these as we can. We're going to see how Steve's bow performs at 40 yards now that it's tuned in for 30. Especially since it's running slower than what the stated values are.
All right, so I'm going with my...
Now, I would not make adjustments if we need to. I just Kentucky winded you.
I'm not. I'm just trying to...
I'm going to use my bow to see where he's hitting.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yep. So the 40...
About 2 inches low, perfectly
low.
dead center.
What did it chrono? 345.
That's pretty damn impressive still. If you're just shooting 2 inches low at 40.
That would still be a dead deer.
Still be a dead deer.
Let me go on.
I don't know, you're in the white. I don't know how far down the white is. You're dead center in the white at the bottom.
I'm pretty sure it's still a dead deer.
Yeah. All right. Second shot at 40. pretty consistent level, you pulled it off to the right just a smidge.
Okay, so clearly it does make a difference.
We could probably use lighter broadheads or something.
Or we could probably buy different bolts that are. We'll see.
I think it's fine.
It'll do it. It's going to do the job. I'll be surprised if we need a shot this far. Because you know where they've all come out. You ain't shot any of them further than this.
The farthest one I shot was yesterday with that muzzleloader, like 30 yards.
And that was barely 30. I don't even know if that was 30.
Yeah, I'd probably call that somewhere between 20 and 30.
I'd say you're probably closer to 25. Oh, this is cool, Chris. This is cool, man. This is just...
These things are pretty great.
I love it. This is just awesome. Because both of those deer that I saw on that hill up there were from here to your car. That would have been lights out.
Yeah.
No matter what. You know what I'm saying? With this freaking bow.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This thing's already cock locked and ready to rock. Problem with bows is you have to draw.
You have to draw.
And then the deer will see you draw it.
And that one that I tried drawing on, my elbow hit the tree. And she hurt me.
Yeah.
Had my elbow not hit the tree. All right, Chris. What was that? 338 on that one?
338 feet per second. Just below your first arrow.
All right, let's go look.
345 feet per second.
Let's go look.
Pretty happy with this.
I'm excessively happy with it. Can't even say how excited I am.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Oh, you don't hit the chronograph.
Yeah.
Where are you going to aim at? Top of the white?
I'm putting her straight in the center of the lungs.
Boom!
Mine's perfect.
Perfect.
339.
So what's up with
I might
mine?
even shot a little bit
I need
higher.
to adjust mine a little. Shoot another one.
Yep, we'll see.
Because if then that would mean mine just needs to come up a little.
Yeah.
And the distance it is at 20 and 30 would be negligible.
Mm-hmm.
Now I actually saw that arrow just for a split second.
Yeah.
But there ain't a lot of drop on them, man.
So both of these are running about the same speed. Makes sense because they're the same damn fucking bow. But
yeah, 339.
That's still about 60 feet per second slower than what they're supposed to be running.
Dude, I can't imagine shooting. So they're supposed to be as high as 390?
Yeah.
Well,
This bow's rated for 390 feet per second.
well, there's a special arrow they're shooting to get 390. They ain't shooting these. I can
Yeah.
promise you that.
Well, I've seen people out of the box shoot these at 374.
Well, and you know, these are brand new. I wonder if there's like a break-in.
I
wonder after they've been fired like 50 times, they like actually get faster.
I personally think it's just weather conditions. All right, let's see what this one shoots. It's fucking safety.
I know.
Oops. Sorry, guys. See, I shot low on that one.
344. That was actually faster. So that
Close to the heart.
So that had to be.
Try again.
That's still great.
Yeah.
Dude, to be able to out of the box never shoot this ever and hitting kill shots at 40 yards.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's epic. Bam. That looks good. I think it's in
Shooting just a touch slow.
Said
from
error.
where I'm aiming. Same deal.
Error. Stupid thing. I bet the lighting's jacked that
The
up.
top of the cross on the 50 is about where you need to aim at on these.
Top of the cross on the 50?
Yep. Yeah, you got the little
Is that where
plus
you're
sign.
aiming?
No, that was dead nuts on the 40.
Oh, okay.
But as I'm looking right where I'm aiming, they impacted at the top of the cross on the 50. So I think that's going to be a consistent thing that's going to happen just because we're running so much slower than what the rated speed is for these. Now
granted,
some of these crossbows do come with a feet per second gauge on here.
Oh, you want to put a... Oh, you want me to take those out and then you run a broadhead through it? Or you want to look at them yourself?
Let's go look at them.
All right.
Let's go see.
Now this is... Go ahead.
All right, broadhead test, 40 yards. I'm also just going to use the 40-yard line.
That's crazy.
Just shot low.
How low?
Same thing, top of the plus on the 50.
Can I go down range real quick?
Yeah,
go get you.
It's safe. Well, that would have been a heart shot.
You want to go look at it?
Yeah.
Let's go look at it. Still said error. I think it's our lighting. Holy crap!
Oh, shit. It did, it went in.
Will it come out?
Uh-oh. Maybe this wasn't a broadhead target like dude said.
No, I didn't think this was a broadhead target.
This fucking asshole. I'm not leaving my fucking broadhead in there.
Hold on. We might have to
push it through.
No. If we... They're right-hand... Are they right-hand turn or left-hand turn?
I didn't even know they had a twist on them.
They do. Oh, absolutely they do. Well, how much further would I have to go to get it to come in?
The guy at Cabela's was wrong. The target is not rated for broadheads. And we broke the knock off this bolt trying to get it out of the target so I could save my broadhead to have at least 3 broadheads. So I'm going to see if this arrow or bolt is repairable.
I think it is.
I might be able to pull the knock out. I might be able to drill and like easy out it and try to get a new knock for it. I'll see if they sell these knocks on Amazon. I'll post a link to bolt repair stuff on Amazon, along with where you can get the bolts, the crossbow. We got all this stuff at Cabela's. I'll post the Cabela's links to them too. So I'm going to transfer one of my bolts with a field point to a broadhead.
Well, it's the broken one, so that's good. You know, they make lighted knocks for these too.
Yeah. I like all these to line up just the same. There we go.
Good. All
so
right.
Let's give our final thoughts.
All right.
Guys, I think these crossbows are all right.
They're awesome, I think.
We're running about 340 feet per second average out of them. That's about 50 feet per second slower than what the stated velocity is supposed to be. I didn't pick up a velocity on the broadheads. No big deal. They weigh about the same. I'm pretty sure it's going to be about the same velocity. Yeah, these things are great. They're ready to hunt. You know, we can kill a deer out to 40 yards with them, what we know. We're out of time.
Yeah.
So, you know, later on when we do our muzzleloader testing, Steve, we'll probably end up shooting them at 50 yards or so. Maybe
Yeah,
up there.
yeah,
maybe up there at the original
Yeah,
area.
if it dries out or it gets cold and it's frozen.
Yep.
Right now the shooting range is a mud hole because it's rained and rained and rained.
So that's why we're not on the range today. We're just out here in the driveway doing this.
Which we can because we're shooting crossbow.
Yeah. And as you saw earlier in this video, I tried to sit down on the chair in the grass, and it just sank.
Yeah.
So we like these things.
Yeah.
I wish they went to 390 feet per second like they said they would.
Well, we could probably do our research and get a bolt that will go 390 feet per second, but
yeah,
I think any deer that gets hit with a Montech at 340 feet per second is done. Yeah.
I've killed them
with
using
way slower.
I've killed them using 90s mechanical broadheads with 90s arrows with a 90s bow at 309 feet per second.
Yeah.
So, you know, people have been killing deer with recurve bows for a long time.
Thousands of years, people have been shooting them with old style bows, with wooden arrows and handmade broadheads. So yeah, I think it'll do the job.
Yeah.
What I'm impressed with is I've never shot a crossbow till today, and we're holding almost 2-inch groups at 40 yards, which is crazy.
That's
never shot one.
That's impressive.
What?
It's like shooting a damn rifle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I shot what, 8 arrows total? 8 arrows in this little session, and I know that that bow is capable of putting an arrow through a vitals of a deer at 40
Did you want
yards.
to run a bolt through yours? No, we don't want to run broadhead.
No,
we know they're the same.
We know they're the same.
Yeah.
So we at least know that. And I adjusted mine up about that far.
You did?
Because it's shooting lower than yours. And I don't think that much at 40 is only going to be that much at 20.
Yeah.
So here comes
U-Haul?
Amazon rents out U-Haul trucks this time of year because they ain't got enough trucks to deliver all the packages.
I'll be damned. Didn't know that.
Yep.
Well, look at him go.
All right. So there you go.
And with that, the Amazon man's here. We're out. Love you guys. Y'all have a good one. Get out there and do it home.
Yeah.